Well, we're about to have a discussion of Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown, which is, of course, adapted from Elmore Leonard's Rum Punch. I am Elvis Mitchell, and start with my left.
I'm Scott Fondas.
Stephanie Zaharek.
Tim Lucas.
And Andy Klein.
Scott, what was your take on that?
I love this movie. I think it's a very different film from Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction in tone, even though it's very much set in the Quentin Tarantino universe. I think it almost feels like a movie that a director would make late in his career because it has an autumnal quality to it. It's a film about people who are kind of past their prime, broken down. They've kind of given up a little bit, and the two main characters of the story, Jackie Brown, who's this flight attendant for a really two-bit airline, and who's caught up in this smuggling operation by her boss Ordell, and then this bail bondsman Max Cherry, who's also kind of a guy who seems to have had a lot of missed opportunities in life. Their romance together, which sort of kind of never quite goes all the way, is really touching and beautiful and wise and mature in a way that I think caught a lot of people off guard after the kind of amped up, testosterone intensive pyrotechnics of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction.
Stephanie?
Well, I hadn't been so crazy about either Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction. And I saw Jackie Brown, and it was love at first sight. I loved this movie immediately from the first frame. I have loved it I've probably watched it 7 or 8 times.
What do you love so much about it? What hit you?
The first time I saw it, Pam Grier in that the opening credit sequence, is so beautiful. And you're watching her, and I was just completely seduced by her. And then you have to wait a half an hour into the movie before she comes back again, this beautiful, incredible creature. So part of it was just, seeing this face that was so familiar to me, but she was also somebody who kind of hadn't been around for a while. And also Robert Forster, who was one of my childhood crushes from his days as
So you're not just
Banyan.
wearing blush right now, you are blush.
No,
Yeah.
I love Robert Forster. So the two of them together, I could not even have imagined a better pairing. So I was mad about it from the beginning. And I think, as Scott said, it is autumnal. And just the idea of seeing these two actors who had, been off the scene for a while, and here they have this wonderful story, this wonderful script, and they rose to the occasion. I think it's pretty close to perfect.